to own it. Just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here. Oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you.
Thanks for coming on my show. I'm so glad you're here because I've known you for a while, but it's like the first time we've done this, and you get to come on and talk about all the things you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so tell us what you're doing right now and like how it's going this time of year, because there's a lot of rumors about what's going on 2021.
Right. So I'm a local real estate agent, obviously, and we are in the market, in depth in the market. Everybody has been weirded out about what's going on, and everybody's saying, oh, something's going to slow and the bubble's going to pop. But right now, we're not experiencing any of that. We're still seeing an active market, multiple offers on homes, bidding wars, people really like trying to get their hands in on properties.
So it's a good time to sell or a good time to buy?
Oh, it's a great time to sell.
But not a great time to buy.
Buying,
that's what I hear.
Yeah, buying right now, there's so much competition. You're gonna overpay for a home. Maybe not so much overpay, but you are gonna get into a competition with somebody. Chances are 90% chance you'll be in a bidding war type of deal.
So it's interesting. So I hear the bidding wars and all that. It's like with the $300,000-$400,000 homes, and everyone I know that was selling it for $500,000 and above, it was a little bit harder to sell their home. So it's kind of like it's a price range type of thing in a way, right?
Yeah, it's
for the most
different demographics. So statistically, and here in the Central Valley, our median price range is right in the $350,000 to $380,000 price range right now.
Okay.
Okay. Could range between $330,000 to $380,000. That's where most people are buying in that price range. So anything that hits the market in that price range, you have 80% of the buyers looking there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The other 20% are still competing for the bigger homes, but they're sitting on the market a little bit longer.
Oh my! And so, what happened during COVID? What was it like March 2020? What was it like at that point for you?
So I actually wrote the date down when my kids got dismissed from school, which was March 17th, right? And I was like, what?
Yeah, St. Patty's Day.
What is going on here? You know, this is insane. And so what happened with our market is they deemed us non-essential. You know, as a whole, are you essential? Can you stay open type of deal? And we're like, well, this is people's livelihood. So yeah, we have to be essential to hand keys out and, get people into homes and stuff like that. Well, a couple of weeks went by and they finally granted us passes with a couple extra formalities and paperwork.
And that was all through California,
That was all through California. And right after that, we just hit the ground and we said, you know what, let's not stop. Everybody was a little freaked out, and it actually turned out to be one of our best years ever through COVID, going into the momentum of rolling that same momentum in 21, turned into the best year we've ever had in real estate. So a lot of people that just didn't do nothing experienced hardship, but a lot of people that said, you know what, I'm going to still get things done. I'm going to keep moving forward. Regardless, we can't control whatever it is, help people. And it really worked out. It was a great year.
Did people back out of their escrows and stuff because they lost their jobs?
Yeah, so that's one thing we did experience in March. And that's where, we just kind of had to pull ourselves out because we literally had probably a dozen of escrows on the board at that moment, probably 10 to 12. And we literally had 6 cancellations immediately. Oh, we don't know what's going on, pulling our listing off the market,
Gosh,
pulling out of, we don't know if we want to buy right now. And so it was kind of one of those bleak moments where what's going on? Is this going to ruin my business, or, what do we got to do? So again, just the relentless attitude, get up and just move forward. And like I said, it was a great year. And a lot of people bought last year.
Wow.
A lot of people bought homes last year. We couldn't keep stuff, homes in inventory. You'd put something that was compelling and, just had the curb uphill. It would last hours, maybe a day or two, and you'd have multiple offers on it. So
the bidding war was going strong in 2020.
Oh yeah, 2020 was one of the hottest years for people just overbidding on properties. and values going up, we were experiencing situations where we would take a listing, right? And not even 2 or 3 days later, we'd have to price adjust maybe 10 or 15 grand because something just sold like property, and our sellers are calling and saying, hey, like, why are we priced so low? And so you're pretty much adjusting on the fly, and it was insane. Wow.
How long have you been doing this?
So I've been full-time real estate for going on 6 years now. Prior to that, I did sales. I was sales manager for Harley Davidson. That was a fun job, and I really replaced fun with, doing something different, and I went full-time. I told Harley I was kind of done with it and wanted to do this, and they supported my action and didn't look back.
How hard is it? Because I know there's a lot of realtors in town. It's really becoming, I personal trainers. I know sometimes we get oversaturated with personal trainers. There's a lot of realtors. How competitive just is it? Because I know there's a lot of you guys.
Yeah. So I believe in the Central Valley, a lot is like 4,500 a lot. Licensed realtors, okay? Out of those 4,500, typically it's about 20% of them that actually transact business, and only 10% of them that are actually transacting business to stay as a full-time job and 100% income. So it is very competitive with the people that are actually selling, but in the grand scheme of things, there's still enough inventory and enough homes and enough people out there to still have a big piece of the pie. The reality is you just got to focus on helping versus selling, and people will, end up sending you their friends and saying, hey, like, man, this guy helped me. He didn't try to make me feel oversold. And so to answer your question, it's competitive. It's competitive as hell. There's buyers that we've put 20 offers in, and we got the 21st accepted. You know what I mean? So not only do we have to be relentless, but our buyers and our clients have to be kind of relentless in that situation too, knowing that they have to fall in love more than once with the home.
Wow, yeah. So one of my clients that's selling his, $500,000 home, there were 3 escrows that went south before the last one finally took, and it was it was so stressful. It wasn't even my house that was being sold. I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe
you can cancel it again.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well, I kind of hooked up with the realtor, so I did feel like a little bit of responsibility. I guess that was the stress on me. Yeah. But it was like I couldn't even believe the luck and the reasoning and just how much. And I was like, oh my God, I could never be a realtor. Yeah. It was a hard transition going from a W-2 employee where my taxes were paid, and I went to work, and Harley was a great career. I stayed there for 6.5, 7 years, and the last 3 years I was a sales manager and their top producer. So the money was actually great. You know what I mean? A lot of people were like, "What are you doing?" Like, dude, like. But it was the best thing that I ever did because it made me more self-reliant. I have to be more self-motivated and make myself do the things that I don't want to do when I don't want to do them. So it's actually helped with my personal life as well. Hey, reading more, learning more, paying attention to more detail, stuff like that. So I love it. Fitness, I see you keep fit too. Yeah, I do my best. I think I've put on a couple of extras since the fall, but so that was a huge thing. That's kind of been a part of my life, is competing in triathlons and stuff like that. So I think it all goes hand in hand. When you have a strong mind and you keep yourself, physically fit, that gains confidence. Even though I don't have the six-pack, I don't need that. That's not what I want. My goal is to be 90 years old to be able to run a triathlon. You know what I mean? And that's what I want. You're chasing the 6 figures, not the six-pack. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're chasing 7 figures now. We know how that goes. It's like, oh man. So how stressful does it become? Like, what's the worst year you have? Like, what do you sell in a year that's terrible? What happens if a few months go by, you know, sell a house, you just have a savings, and when you do sell one, you try, like, can you tell us a little bit? Because I'm really fascinated. I know it's kind of a little bit of a personal question, but.
No, okay, so let's talk about downfalls in this industry, because there's been a moment in my career where I actually almost second guessed it. I had made a transfer into more of an office style leadership position, which I was I had got asked by the owner of Better Homes and Gardens. He was a huge investor. He asked me to come run his company and be the vice president of operations there. And this was early in my career, like 2.5 years
Wow.
in. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh well, I think I should take this opportunity. The leadership portion wasn't the hard part. You know, it's just I got into this industry to help people and be out and do my thing, not to sit in an office setting again.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
I
and
totally
to hear
understand
somebody
that.
tell me something, you know, where like those things, you know, sometimes you got to learn and you got to go through these things, but it wasn't a good mix. Even though him and I are still friends nowadays, you know, because business is business, personal life is personal life. It was just a bad fit. So.
It seemed cool, but in reality, that's not.
And so what happened? Like I had some momentum going into it, and I was like, okay, I got all this, you know, lined up, and I'm going into it. I can float 3 to 6 months, you know, be fine, and try to build this leadership portion up. And so I really backed off of the sales aspect of it.
Right, because you had to put time into that.
And I would get 1 or 2 deals here and there, and then but when your 1 or 2 deals would cancel, and you're focused on this and you have to commit to this because of the deal that you put in, it was just bad. And so literally, like, I was starting to lose money and not be happy, and you know, my momentum that I had created going into that, I just lost it. And so I had to do a real quick transition, and I made another transition. I said, you know what, I just need to focus on helping people again. Not the office aspect. And so yeah, it was actually a time where you're like, man, like I'm borrowing from Paul to pay Tom and Peter to, you know.
That's so stressful.
So that was stressful, but it actually put a lot of perspective for my future, because now I know my strong suits and there's things that I needed to pay attention to more detail to, and maybe should have questioned more and understood the dynamics of what I was about to do. Versus like now, I'm just like, okay, my focus is this. Now, you know, want to go into investing and, you know, stuff like that, and maybe eventually commercial property, but definitely not an office setting again.
I totally understand, and you don't seem like an office setting type.
I'm not. In fact, the office settings have always been like, dude, I just can't handle this.
Right.
So, you know, Harley Davidson and working, you know, selling motorcycles, it was different. Yeah, I was in an office, but you're lighting up motorcycles all day long.
Yeah, you're moving.
You know,
you're not
talking to
down.
people. They're coming in. They want to hear about the coolest Harleys, and so that stuff was fun. You'd be doing, like, I know you're all about the community. I see you everywhere, and I love it. The 559 beer stuff and all that. So we would do like motorcycle runs, and you know. On weekends, or be out at AppCal with sponsoring bikes, and that was part of work. It was not work. It was actually just riding and having fun. So
how fun.
Yeah.
So where do we link up with you if we want to get a house stream? And what's the thing? Like, okay, is it like, hey, I'm just looking for a house or whatever? Or am I like, hey, I want to get this house, get me a good deal on this house, I'm staying on this website. Yeah. At what point do I go to you, and what do I expect in return?
Okay, so the way you would find me, first of all, I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. Instagram, I'm Joey, your local realtor. My name is Joey Vasquez. On Facebook, I am Joey Vasquez. Real easy to find me. I'm wearing a blue shirt and sunglasses. At what point you would want to contact me is when you actually start to think, what are the details and what is it going to entail to get a home? So everybody wants to put the carriage in front of the horse.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
most people start calling signs, you know, when you call in the listing agent, it's fine. I'm sure they'll answer questions, but they're already representing your listing agent. So if you're a buyer, you probably want to call somebody maybe you've been referred to, somebody that you've seen on Instagram, somebody that you've seen on social media, or somebody that your family has used or friends, to get some insight from them, first of all. That's the most important part, starting with the conversation, getting a plan in place, and then executing on what is most important to you in buying a home. Because literally, this will probably be this is the biggest investment most people will ever make in their whole entire life.
Of course.
And some people only make it once. You know what I mean? A lot of people think they're only going to make it once, but they don't understand every 6 to 7 years is the average turnaround, and you end up buying something new. You know what I mean? So it's very important to start with a conversation with somebody that you can trust, somebody that's not going to sell you and push you and put you in a position that you don't want to be. So that's when you would contact me, is at the very beginning. Once it is a light bulb in your mind and you like want to either sell your home or buy a home, you just call us and we're there.
Can you house them with anybody, or some people you're just like, nah, you just don't got the funds. You just got this and that. I mean, how have you gone to that point where you tell people that you have no hope unless you have 500 co-signers? I mean, what do you do?
Okay. Yeah, so there's been situations like that. And I pride myself in helping people that think they could have never done it. I really do.
If there's a will, there's a way.
If there's a will, there's a way. And it's basically motivation and work on that person's end. So you can't just say, hey, I want a house, and then you try once and they don't give you the news you want, and they give you a formatted plan to go execute, and you quit. Well, if you quit, I quit.
So there's a will, there's a way.
There's a will, there's a way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
good to know.
We have like some of our lending teams actually have you know, people that can help credit counsel. Basically, if there's any kind of blemishes on their credit, they can kind of give them a little idea, you know, with the people that they use to help them, you know, remove certain things or pay down certain things. And usually you can execute a plan between 3, 6, and 9 months.
That's pretty cool.
You know
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, so I always tell people, hey, if you don't have funds now, we need to think about what's the plan. Let's set the plan in place. Is it 6 months from now? Is it 9 months from now? Is it a 12-month plan? We are adamant about not letting people think that, oh, just because you're 12 months or 18 months from now, get out of here, call me in 18 months. No, we want to set a plan and hopefully stay followed up, and they're seeing what's going on, so that way they can execute in that amount of time. So like you said, there's a will, there's a way. A lot of people, though, right now, for some reason, I'm seeing a lot of better credit out there. A lot of people are like having decent credit and a few bucks in the bank, and maybe just needing a down payment assistance program to help them with some closing costs or something. So we have so many avenues that we can like at least present and talk about for people that have been quit on or given up on. Like that's our specialty.
Well, that's good. Now we know that you take all the rejects.
Oh yeah, that's me. If you feel like a reject, call me.
What about rentals?
Rentals. So, you know,
you don't like doing it. I know really they don't like doing it here.
So I don't get very many people because.
In LA, that was a thing.
Yeah.
You got to get a real estate agent to get a rental.
To get a rental. LA, Miami, like if you go to those big rental areas,
Right.
New York, you want to be a specialty in those in leases.
And you get good people that do that too.
Yeah.
So
I know people that like agents in Miami that have duplicated their business on one tower, like one Miami tower out there, and are like multimillionaires from just selling in the same tower, nowhere else. So yeah, you can be great at it, but the lease stuff here in Fresno. Here in Fresno, a house won't last. Literally, if an owner puts it on the market, a house won't last more than 7 to 10 days without being rented. It used to be like 20 to 30 days, but now it's like.
So there's no point.
Dude, there's no point. It's like you're gonna get somebody in there. You know, you can present it, and believe me, I've actually called landlords for people before that can't buy now. And they're like, dude, we got 30 applications.
Like, yeah, what are you going to do? That
30
makes sense.
applications, that's more than the offers we get on properties.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
so renters, you still have no hope. Sorry.
Yeah,
we
sorry.
tried.
Sorry, it's not there for you guys.
Thank you so much for coming on my show. You're
yeah.
so great. And so, yeah, one day when I get that home, I'll be like, hey, let's, we're
Let's
ready.
talk.
We're ready.
Let's
Yeah.
talk. You
Let's
just,
talk.
remember, it's just the idea of it, and then we'll talk.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for coming on my show.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on Everything Sparkle. I'm so glad you're here because I love these, love these, love these, love these. Okay. Chucky. And what do you call this?
These are shakers.
The shakers. So shakers have glitter in it?
Yes. It's like sparkle in there like you.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Wow. How long does it take you to make a shaker where you put because you have to put lay down the foundation,
It's like
put the glitter in?
foam. It has a foam on bottom, and then you do the character. It's like a bunch of foam in there, and then you put the plastic on top of it, underneath the foam, and you put the shaker in there, the little sparkle inside, and you start shaking it, and that's it.
And this takes some time to make. This is
Yes.
not something. And oh my gosh, do you scare yourself when you make your own?
I can't stand with it. I watched the movie. I haven't seen the new one. Oh, part 2.
Oh my god! And I love the quality is so this is really cool. This is people can't feel this, but this is really neat. My favorite, because I love everything. I love Nightmare Before Christmas. We got these. These are ones you made today, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my! And then Fresno State. That's really cool. Who's not going to buy a Fresno State? But for the game, you must get a ton of those orders.
I get those a lot. So sell out really quick. Like, girl, do
you can't make them fast enough, can you?
No, I have to.
Do you sell these at the games or only online? You
only
can't.
online.
They won't let you sell them at the games.
No.
Man, at the tailgates.
I don't know.
Girl, I'll pedal that for you. I'll be like, hey.
Right?
And Starbucks. Oh my!
I love Starbucks. I love Starbucks in the mornings.
I would think everybody who works at a Starbucks would want to get these.
Right? And put them on in their head.
Oh my! I want to get. My friend works at a Starbucks. Oh my gosh! I want to get her this. This is too cute. I love this. This is this is the best gift ever. Because it's so unique. And can you do specialty things? Like if I wanted to have my face on a bow, could you do it?
If I could try.
So what do? You have a person that you get bows from, but you could kind of do some print work if people want it, or if people want their pictures. You could personalize bows up to a degree, right?
I'll call my supplier and let her know. I said, can you do this? And she says yes, and go for it.
So what are some of the things that you've personalized in that sort of way?
I completely forgot, but it's like meaning toxic, the toxica. It was like off the hook last year. Because all the females or the males are toxics and toxicas. They're like, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Where are you going? I'm going to the bathroom. I want to sit there right there next to you. Who are you talking to on your phone? Like, I'm just watching TikTok. I'm like, no, you're not. You're talking to someone else. I'm like, oh my God, that was a hit. Bow.
Wow.
I had mini toxic because the little girls.
That's
and
so
the mama
funny.
toxic. even the guys are toxic too, because hello, they control us also too.
I love that. And that's really cool. So like social media was kind of like launching you. Now you were like copying social media and
Yes.
doing stuff.
2020 was like crazy, and 21 is like getting also, but 2020 was like at the like controlled, because they're like everybody's in their house 24/7.
Right.
Cannot go out anywhere, so we were toxic inside our house. How long have you been together with your husband, your boyfriend, or anybody, or even your mom and dad, like 24/7, like, oh, when is it gonna be over? So we have
I
to go.
know, right? So you got to do the bows.
Yeah, that was my thing, right?
How long have you been doing this, and what gave you the idea?
I have an older niece now. She's 13. I started doing when I was 9 years ago.
9 years ago?
Yes. And she started like, can you do me a bow? And okay, she started doing kindergarten. So I started learning, going on YouTube, learning how to do bows, sports, NFL. So I did it 49ers, I did Green Bay, Cowboys. I started getting orders after orders. I started posting up just a simple bow, little simple bow in Facebook, because back then we still didn't have Instagram or TikTok or
Right.
Snapchat. So we still had Facebook. So that's where I started from. Bows after bows. And then after that, I started going big bows. And like, do you have bigger bows, like JoJo bows? I'm like, no. Can you order some for me? I'm like, I can. I'm like, for reals? What's your idea of what you want? And she would tell me, can you do NFL or Selena or whatever?
I
you know?
love your Selena one because you have the real Selena and a cartoon Selena. That's why I was
Yes.
asking if you could do like other people, because it's like you do real. And you know what's so cool is that these are pretty affordable gifts, because a lot of times it's like people used to do T-shirts for everything, and it just gets like, how many times you wear? If it's a fad thing, how much do you really want to spend on a T-shirt that's a fad? But like this, that's a little more affordable. You give it to your friend. So if I just want to go to Super Bowl Sunday, I could just do whatever you're doing. I could say, hey, I just want the bow.
Yeah. If you want
I
to
get a
do
timeless jersey, but then have the bow of my
I
sports
also
team.
do shirts also. That's my
Oh, that's
logo.
cool. So we could do the matching. I love this. I absolutely, and I love bows because it's like I get very lazy. I don't want to do my hair, so you put it up, but you put a bow so it dresses it up. So
There
you're
you
not
go.
just being like you went to the gym and put your hair up. Be like, I got a bow now. So hey. I love this, girl. What a great idea. And Barbie, and you got it blinged out.
Yeah. I have all like October's for cancer awareness. So the princesses are like,
Oh my gosh, that's
Crazy,
right. The
crazy.
bows are there. You are so
Cool.
smart, girl. Where'd you come up with this stuff?
it just comes to my head and I start doing them.
And then people like them, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, people are buying that.
And they order it. I'm like, oh, do you still have that? Yeah. Give me two.
And the quality is so amazing. I know my boss at the 5 a night, she's like, can she make us bows? I'm like, I think so, because right now I'm looking,
I could do cheer bows. I could do anything you want me to do. Just give me time to do them.
well, it's a brewery, so we have these like bottle caps, and I bought in the bow, and right away one time the bottle cap like fell off of
Yeah,
it,
I
the way
think I
it's
had-
glued. But this looks really detailed. Like this is
one.
really good
I have
quality.
this cowboy one with the bottle
Okay,
cap,
so that is
the
a bottle
images.
cap one.
Yeah.
And you have it on there so fine. You know what you're doing, girl. You've been doing this. Yeah, I could tell. Well, no, I mean, I never, until I started working there and wearing, I mean, I didn't look at that. But now that when I was purchasing them and realized like how they were made, and it's like, that's why I'm like, these are good quality bows. I know my
That's
bows
how
now.
I started first as an image with the bottle cap. I do my images also. And
So you started this and then you transformed to the shakers.
I did the bottle cap first, and then with the resins second, and then now I went big with the shakers.
I love this. And so, okay, so
It's like go big, go home.
that's true. And the bigger it is, the more elaborate, the more it's like, then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
It's like a hat.
Yes.
Okay, so now you have something for the boys too, since boys can't wear bows.
Yes.
Okay, so these are for the keys, and I love this. I need these. I never could find my keys.
Same girl.
And you could wear this. This is like a
And your
nice little
wrist.
brace.
Yeah.
Oh
wristband.
my. I love that. I bet people all the time, it's a word of mouth thing now. People are like, where did you get that? That's got to be like the #1 thing that
Yeah.
people are with you.
Luca. Who doesn't like? Have you seen the movie?
No, but I know what it's about. Yeah.
Yes.
So people could just DM you and you can
DM me
send
on
them.
Instagram and or Facebook. or TikTok or Snapchat, whatever.
And how long do you usually it takes to get some of these things? So if I have, should I start my Christmas shopping now? I mean,
If you want to.
is it, but like, what's the quickest you can get a bow out typically? If it's something special, maybe they don't already have.
It takes give me like 2 to 3 business days. That's it.
Between getting the bows and getting all the products, I
Yeah.
love it.
If I have it,
Ice cream.
yeah, that's a elote.
Oh my gosh, girl, you are so hot. You really thought of everything.
I was hungry, so I was like, oh, that's cute. I want elote.
You were hungry, so you made an edible bow. This is just so awesome. I mean, is there anything you can't do?
Let's see. Well, I cannot bake yet.
I love these Halloween bows,
Freddy
though.
Krueger?
Freddy Krueger at a bow. This is the ultimate gift. I mean, I'm already thinking so many steps
Dia
ahead
de
of
los
things I want.
Muertos, Day of the Dead.
I love this.
It's coming up soon also.
Have you done some stuff for people's costumes as well? Do people like, I'm getting
did
the
that
costume?
last year.
You did a lot of costume
I did
stuff.
a onesie for a little girl. What's her name? She was a Vampirina.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yes, I had the shirt, the tutu, and her headband with the little wings on the top of it.
Oh my, I love that. And then Tom and Jerry.
Yes.
We're dating ourselves, girl, with this. Oh my, and then, this is like something, because I think a lot of guys are gonna like, oh my gosh, wearing a big bow, but when you wear their sports team, they're gonna be all about it.
Of course. Who doesn't want to wear their own sports team?
I know that. This is one thing to make your boys happy, girls. You get a bow of their favorite sports team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my! What's like the weirdest thing the Saints? What's one of the weirdest requests you've ever? A cow?
Yes, that's the weirdest thing.
Like this is as I pulled it out.
Yes.
But people, I went to a house one time where people collected all cows.
Yeah.
A lot of dairy farmers and stuff.
There you go.
And
Farmers who love cows.
okay, and I don't know why I'm completely inappropriate now. I apologize in advance.
okay.
But bachelorette parties, I'm thinking, have you done any crazy things?
Not yet. I'm still waiting.
So if I have so many ideas. I planned bachelorette parties in the past before, and that would be the best gift to give everybody at a bachelorette party.
There you go. Just call me, girl.
Oh my gosh,
you.
and like weddings, and like you could do so much cool stuff.
Yes. Coco melon.
Oh my, I know lots of little kids that love cocoa melon.
Yes.
Oh, Chanel, and you've got the bling. You are so smart, girl.
If I don't have the resin or the shaker, I'll just put on a bling bling.
Is there a place we could find you? You do a lot of pop-ups, right?
Yes. Not this weekend, but I'm still working on it. But I did one on March, and I did sell really good. I did with the cups, the changing colors. Yeah. I did the manga Jenny Rivera,
Oh, okay.
Selena, Bad Bunny, Among Us. I did almost I sold out quick on those cups and those bowls too.
Well, I can see you at the local farmer markets every weekend. How come you're not there?
I know. Sometimes it's something that has to come up, something with the family.
It is a lot, yeah, because you're already spending hours making bows. It's another thing to have to go out and try to pedal. But I mean, I really can't believe what a great idea is, because I see a lot of stuff. People are trying to sell some stuff, and I'm kind of always like, But this is like some cool, I mean, this is stuff I could get. You're going to be busy. My mind's already going. I have work for you, girl.
Go, I'm ready.
And this sailor, I love this. You got the sailor.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm looking at this, and I love everything you have. So now that I'm looking at this, and I'd be like, hey, I want that bow, but I want one of those little things in the middle, like those little the anchors. I want an anchor, I wanted that like golden, like a little thing in the middle instead of the bling. So then you could be like, okay, I'll have that done for you. I'll make it with a different metal.
Yep.
That's perfect. Do you get that a little bit
Yes.
with little tweaks?
Yes. Can you put more bling bling on the like on the side?
Oh,
of the
I
ribbon?
bet people want, yeah.
I do that.
Oh my girl. So you must have your kids must be happy. They're always hooked up around you, right?
I have 5 boys. I have no girls.
What a waste, man.
I
This is
know.
a waste.
The only thing I have is just nieces. I have a 13-year-old, but she's in high school already. Doesn't wear bows anymore. I have a 6-year-old niece. She hardly wears bows.
But you're getting adults because of this. When you have relevant things, you're getting because I would wear this thing. If I didn't want to wear a hat, then I'll go and get this.
Yes.
So you are getting a lot of adults, I imagine.
I do
still.
adults and little kids.
And all the
interested.
scary stuff. I mean,
yeah.
because this is the kind of thing I want to get for my friends. And then do you do anything? And you do shirts? You do jewelry at all, or not really?
No, my sister does.
Your sister does jewelry. Does she use some of this? Because I would like kind of this as a bracelet, maybe.
I could give it a try.
So you guys both do. Your sister does the
She does the paparazzi.
Oh, that's the one you buy, yeah. But I mean, so she doesn't make the jewelry.
No,
you guys need to collab,
and my
girl.
other sister, I only have 2 sisters. I'm the oldest one, and she just did my nails.
The nails, but I like this family. Between the 3 of you guys can hook me up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna follow you on all the social medias. I left the name to the cutie.
Both.
Who came up with that?
My husband. Everybody starts with they put CUTIE. How about this? QTI.
Because it's tie. Because it's kind of like a bow tie, so it's a cute. I love a play on words. So you guys are brilliant.
Yeah, that's how I started.
What does your husband do?
He does everything. He does mechanic. He does plumbing. He's a handyman. So,
well, your family's a family I want to hang out with. I mean, there's somebody for everything.
We do catering also. So whenever you have a party and you need a caterer, there you go. So when I'm not doing this.
Oh, so he feeds you.
He feeds me. He's my feeder. He's my cooker.
But this is really serious for parties because I mean we don't go over prices on this network, but it's like when I've heard like what you guys offer, these are very good party favors. So if I was gonna have a party, if I was gonna have maybe like a wedding shower and just have everybody, and I want them to leave home with something, it could be this, if you want, or one of these, and it's like you can make them all the same, and it's something really. It's a great gift idea. I mean, and one that you can give lots of people because, like I said, I think it's really important. So it's like if we have a party of 20 and you want them to all have something, this is what I would go for. And you haven't gotten that yet. The parties.
Not yet. I'm waiting.
Well, girl, you might get a little more famous after me because this is really a brilliant idea. And is there anything that you're going to try that you want to try that you haven't tried yet that you want to reveal on here?
Not yet, but if it will, I'll let you know.
Because these are elaborate. I mean, ever thought I'll have a fountain coming out of my head or something.
Right? I get those too.
I can see that. I mean, this is so elaborate, and just the way all of these are just so pretty. Well, thank you so much for coming on my show. So it's Cutie Bows on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Twitter and Snapchat.
On TikTok?
TikTok.
You
also.
mentioned that you do the TikTok, so we need to do some TikTok videos with the bows.
There you go.
Thank you, girl.
Thank you.
Erik, thank you for joining us today on Everything Sparkle. I'm so glad you're finally on my show.
Oh, thanks for inviting me.
Okay, so what are you going to show me today? I'm a little bit scared. This is heavy.
It's not that heavy.
Oh
Not for you.
I'm feeling kind of weak today. Where are you located?
Cedar and Shaw, inside the Fresno Indoor Soccer.
So it's like right by Fresno State. So
right across the street. Yep.
So you get a lot of students there?
Not really. They have their own, the Same Art Center workout.
But you work them out. You work people out so hard. It's probably why you don't get them. They don't come back.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
No, but I see your stuff. I see it's incredible what you do and your abs and like every day you work out.
Yep.
So what are you going to show me today?
I'm going to show you some kettlebell stuff.
Okay.
We're going to start out with the kettlebell swing. So I'll demonstrate. This is a Russian kettlebell swing, so it's only going to go up to your shoulder height.
Is that what makes it Russian?
Not overhead. Yeah, American swings are going to go overhead. Russian swings just go up.
What's harder?
Height. Harder is the American swings, but to get the foundation, the basics, the Russian swing is good to start with. So start out here, the kettlebell pretty far away, like it's like you're snapping a football. So you want it out in front of you. Okay, and then you're going to swing it through your legs, and then basically just stand up really fast, like this. And what you want to do is you want to let your hips do the work and not your arms and shoulders, basically.
Right, swing from the hips.
Yep, and let the kettlebell float up on its own.
The Russians have the right idea.
Yep. All right, so next one we're going to do, basically we're going to just do the same thing. We're going to do one arm.
One arm.
One arm.
What? Oh my God. Next time you bring me the kid size.
Okay, so remember you're going to start out here, out in front, knees bent.
I need the
down.
kid size.
Okay, swing it through, and then you're just going to up.
Oh my God. I'm weak.
Can Keep weight on
Erik, hey.
keep weight on your heels.
This is a terrible idea.
And then what we're going to do next is we're going to switch hands each time.
Well, good. I won't be lopsided.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is you're going to bring your other hand up first. Let the kettlebell come into your hand. Take your other hand out, grab it, and go. So your other hand's going to come up first. So I'm going to show you. See how
You
just
make it look so easy.
into my hand, and then I pull my other hand out.
Okay.
And if you don't get your other hand up in time, just do another swing with the same
I
hand.
have to be coordinated and strong.
you do.
Oh my gosh, Erik. Okay.
All right, go for it.
Okay.
Swing it through your leg farther. You want your forearm to hit your inner thigh. Not bad, not bad.
Is this good, Erik?
All right, and go ahead and set it down. All right. So next thing we're going to do is press.
Okay.
Okay, so the proper way to rack the kettlebell is with the wrist straight, not bent back like that. That's going to be more comfortable, but you want it straight like that. You want your thumb pretty much against your collarbone.
Like this?
So right about like that, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to do a push press first. So
Okay.
get a little dip and drive with the legs, and then straight overhead. And you're
So
gonna
just
turn your
like a little
palm
boom.
forward, and then when you bring it down, you're going to turn it. It's about a quarter turn. So
Okay.
palms facing that way, and then palm facing forward,
Palms facing forward. Okay.
and then bring it down. When you bring it down, bring it straight down. Okay, I'm not going to
Boom.
squat all the way. I'm going to go right
Oh
to there.
what's wrong with squatting all the way?
Because this is a different exercise. This is a push press, not a thruster. So when you
So just a little bit
just
like
a little
that?
dip and little dip and drive
Oh, okay.
like that. Okay.
How fun.
And then what we're going to do next is called a push jerk.
You're gonna make me jerk it too?
It's a double dip. It's like, your mom tells you don't double dip.
You're not supposed to double dip.
That's right. We're going to double dip.
You always
All
go
right.
against the rules.
So we dip once. It's a short and quick movement. Okay. Dip, drive up, and dip under.
Oh, so I'm going opposite. I
So-
start up and go down?
So you're going to go down, up, down, up. Gotta be
What?
quick. So basically, with the legs, lower body, you're doing that twice.
Okay.
Dip. So when you get to here, dip again under.
Okay.
As the kettlebells come out, dip.
Oh, but you want me to be down? Oh my God.
So you're pressing yourself down, under, good, and then straight arm.
What's the point?
Because you can do heavier weight. Okay,
If
this
you
is
dip
light.
twice?
Right. Try it with.
Okay.
You want to try with a heavier one?
Absolutely not.
So
Okay.
you can do, look, that's the reason for doing that. Like if you can't go all the way overhead with the heavier weight,
But
you
no,
can
what's the
dip
point?
under.
Okay, that's the point of the dip somehow helps you.
The second dip. The first dip helps to get the kettlebell going up. So you can do a strict press too, but that's done a little bit differently. So the strict press, you don't go straight up. You move your arm up and out to the side and then press up like that, but you go straight back down.
Nice.
So I'll show you one more. And then straight.
Well, this makes more sense.
But it's not straight up movement. But
Dipping
with
and
the
dipping.
heavier weight, you can use your
Okay,
legs.
I get it now.
Yeah.
The dipping and the dipping. Okay.
Yep.
So what do you want us to do now?
We're
Dipping?
going to do a clean. Okay,
Let's do
so
something clean.
a clean, yes.
It is the Everything Sparkle show.
All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a dead hang clean.
Okay.
So we're going to start, so we're not going to start from a swing. I'll show you that too. But first one we're going to do basically is you're going to just kind of deadlift it up and then bring it into that rack position. Okay, and then just drop it straight down. You want to keep it really close and tight to you. Go ahead and come up. That was better, good.
Was
And
that
then go
not
straight
too
down.
tight?
That was better.
That's not clean,
The first one was way out.
You know how heavy is this?
26 pounds. That's easy weight for you.
None of my men even do that with triceps.
All right.
All the men I train.
Also like to get a little shrug in there, so here, and then it twists up. So do that again, but don't let it hit my hand. Yeah, there you go. And keep it in a little bit closer to the side, so don't hit either side. And it's coming out a little bit this way. So you're getting into that position here, and you want to keep it in really tight.
Okay.
So when you lower it down like that, it's going to come up the same,
Okay.
exactly like that. Try that. Not bad. It's still coming a little to the side, but it's something to work on.
Yeah, with smaller weights. I don't have
That's
it.
true.
None of my men do more than 20
Now,
with a one.
if you were one of my clients I was teaching you at my gym, I would start you out with at least half of that weight or less.
Oh, you just thought, let's load it on Sparkle.
Well, you're strong. All right. So I'll show you another way to do that is with that. Remember, we did the one-arm swings. So what we're going to do is kind of do that, but instead of having it swing way out like that, when you get to here, you're going to bring it straight up into that rack position. So it looks like this. And then when you drop it, you're going to push it through the legs. Come back up.
Okay.
Keep it in as close to your body as possible. So I'm going to move around on the other side here. Okay, now when you swing it up, don't hit my hand.
Okay.
Yep. And
Well, I lost the swing.
That was good, but use it.
I lost the swing because of
hip
that.
drive. Use your hip
Well, I
drive.
lost it because I didn't want to hit your hand.
Well, don't think about my hand. Just think about bringing it more straight up.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, if you guys want to have a terrible time, please go to his channel.
If you want to learn how to do it right, come to my gym.
Okay, so
Yep, that's pretty good.
was that better?
Yep.
Did I
now
get
do
the?
it where you swing it through the legs, but when you come to here, keep it in really tight when you come up.
Okay. How am I supposed
That
to
was
swing
way
and
out.
keep it tight? I don't understand how you said
It's
swing
like
between the legs.
don't let the
But
arm
you told me to swing it.
swing, but keep the arm pressed against your body
Okay.
instead of letting it float out away from you.
I don't understand swinging.
That was good.
What's
Just
the
a little
point of
bit
the
more
swing,
momentum.
though?
So, again, heavier weight, right? So you can lift heavier weight if you.
But why do no? If you're stationary, you can lift heavier weight than swinging.
No, because you generate that power from your hips, right there.
Oh, okay. I get that now.
It's hip drive, hip drive.
All about the hips. Now
It's all in the hips.
I now feel my hips are used. I think I'm just getting too old for this, Eric. Okay.
No such thing. Okay. So next one we're going to do is we're going to press it overhead. We're going to do what we call a windmill. So my foot positioning is I'm just going to turn my feet about 45 degrees away. Okay, I'm gonna press it up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my hand on my thigh, just like you have. Shift the weight onto your left foot. Okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to keep the left leg straight, slight bend in the right knee, and you're going to just let the hand kind of slide down, and then you're going to come back up.
And what's this for?
That's for your core.
I felt that love handle
Yeah.
right there. That's
Yeah,
good.
Exactly.
That's good. I like this one. You got 1 out of 10. I like.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff. Okay, so what can people do at home with the very less heavy weight? Can you do this with regular weights or just kettlebells?
Most of the stuff that I'm showing you now is done better with kettlebells. You can try doing it with dumbbells, but really, like, kettlebells are designed for these types of movements.
And
But
so
you can, you know, if you
the
don't have
classes
one.
you teach, because you're going to go teach a class right now. What's the class?
Well, I teach different classes. So I teach.
So this has nothing to do with kettlebells that you're teaching.
Well, this is all kettlebells.
No, the class you're going to teach.
The class that I'm teaching
yeah.
next, we're going to be doing squats, back squats, and we're going to be doing some body weight exercises, rope climbs today, and muscle ups.
Do you do rope climbs with like gloves or no gloves?
Gloves are really hard to do with rope
That's
climb.
what they say, but
So you chalk. Chalk helps.
so if I come into your class, I'm going to get man hands.
No,
They're
called
going to be all
strong
calloused and
hands.
stuff. They are.
Are you a massage therapist? Then you don't need to have soft hands.
I guess there's no activities I need soft hands for. Okay, any more kettlebell things you want me to do? The last one was core, but what if you want to just do something that's not so love handle, more for center abs?
Well, we have like tic-tac-toes.
Okay, what's a tic-tac-toe?
Okay. Well, people call things different names, but basically you're on the floor and you grab the sides of the handles. Okay, you can keep your feet off the ground, makes it a little harder.
Oh, so these are like Russian twist?
Yep, kind of like Russian twist, but you get to bend your arms.
Now it's called tic-tac-toe. I heard it's called cotton pickers and Russian twist. I
Oh,
never heard
there's
of
a million
tic-tac-toes.
different names for
To do
different
the same
exercises.
thing.
So for every exercise, there's 2 different names for it.
So what if you're an absolute beginner? What class should we take of your classes?
I would recommend the boot camp class for beginners.
Boot camp that's like an oxymoron.
No. By
Okay.
boot camp, you go at your own pace. You get to choose your own weights. It's not like I tell you, like, oh, you have to lift really heavy weights. It's more about form first, doing the correct technique, and building up.
What's the gym called?
It's called CrossFit Combat Fitness, but I also run Fresno Indoor Boot Camp and Russian Kettlebell Club of Fresno out of there.
So what do you tell all those people that come and say, I have back pain, I have this pain? What they start at boot camp?
Usually we start them at boot camp.
And you just go easy on them?
Right, we go, I say, as tolerated.
What if you
basically.
get like an 80-year-old?
I haven't had 80 and 70s. I've had 70-year-olds train.
So you do have to be a little bit fit to be in your...
Not fit, no.
So if you're
Just
a fatty, you could be there too.
Willing to work out, willing to put the work in.
Has anyone passed out on you?
Not physically passed out. There's people that haven't made it through the warm-up, though.
Erik, this is hardcore, but your abs are amazing, so whatever you're doing, we all want to follow you. So we all got to follow you on social media. Is it you guys have a separate one for your CrossFit?
Facebook, it's just the CrossFit Combat Fitness, Fresno Indoor Boot Camp, and RKC Fresno.
So everybody's got to follow him.
Awesome.
Felt right in the moment, felt right in the summertime. It felt right drinking cherry wine with you. Just wanted to own it, just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here, oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you. Now I must confess here, oh, I must confess, dear, don't think I'm in love with you. Winter is coming and I don't know what to do, and there's no more use in running, no more running to you. And I don't want your loving, I don't wanna be just friends, knowing all this time we were playing pretend.
It's a mystery.